Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your business to six figures and beyond. Pow! So I'm so excited about this video when I talk about what is changing when it comes to federal government contracting. They are actually changing the FAR. So hold tight. I'm going to explain what the FAR is, why I'm excited when it comes to micro purchases and simplified acquisition procedures. Those are my favorite. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. That's a lot of what I did. So when we look at the FAR, that is the Federal Acquisition Regulation. And it's all about what they're using to purchase and the purchasing. And the FAR contains everything you need, just like the Bible for contracting. What's been around for a while, maybe since like 1994 or something like that. A couple of changes when the new administration came in, and then they're changing, I think, a lot of it. So what that's going to look like is that they are looking at one, and making acquisition less expensive. Number two, they feel sole source. That means where they get to choose, let's say Lockheed Martin or another company, that they want them to win this contract without any bidding. You can actually do a sole source. Mainly it's like through 8A. So a company is 8A and they sole source something and you have to justify it. But a lot of IT contracts are won through sole source. So they're looking at changing the sole source process. The other thing they're looking at is lowering the requirements for the entrance into federal government contracting. So that could mean anything from sam.gov to the CAGE code. We don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm really excited. I've been doing this for some years, and I'm excited to see the changes. Now, the other thing that makes me excited for you as well is my favorite that I talk about. If you've been following me for a while, you know I talk a lot about micro purchases, that's 10K and under, and simplified acquisition SAP. That is up to like 250. And there's, depending on the agency, some can do, I think DOD can do up to like something like 4 million. Now, why am I excited about that? And why should you be excited? Because if they increase the level of micro purchases, and then they decide to go back and give the credit cards to certain people, you might be able to have an event, meet someone that really sees your value. And I always talking about being visible and value, showing visible and being valuable to the government buyer. That is what I've taught, what I talk about, what I believe in. So it's not just like you're coming up and you're trying to get someone or convince someone. If you're able to convince them of just sharing with them the value, and it's not about convincing, it's about sharing with them the value of how good you are, how great your products are, how great your service is. You won't have to do a lot of hemming and hawing. They're going to be so excited. They're like, okay, where are you? Where can I get with you? Do you have a case statement? They're asking you these questions when it's presented correctly. So think of being visible and valuable to the government buyer that you're looking to approach or have them approach you. And one of the great things is micro purchases and simplified acquisition procedures are a lot about relationships. That's right. I love my OBART system. O is for offer, B is for buyer, A is for avenue, R is for relationship. So this is about relationships. And one of the things I know is that when you get out, get around and start meeting people at events and things like that, then you definitely can build those relationships. So I'm also going to do a video on how to work the room. Quite sure there's some of you have gone places. There's so many people that are huddled together in a circle. You don't know, should you go and tap on their shoulder and say, excuse me, how does that work? So hold tight. I'm actually going to do a video on how to leave out of there with some six-figure deals if you are inside of an event. And we're going to be specifically talking about a government event. So the last thing is they're going to maybe cut the threshold for protesting contracts. So all of these are coming through. GSA is working on them, and all of these other agencies are getting everything together. So I'm so excited. So hold tight. There are going to be some changes, but they may help you when it comes to winning some government contracts, focused again on lower hanging fruit, but bringing an enormous visibility and value, finding your government buyer, doing the thing. So if you want to learn more, all you need to do is click the link in the description. Is my weekly GovCon Lunch and Learn. I go over all kinds of subjects from state contracts to federal, to how to be visible in a room, to how to close the deal, to how to bring value. All of those are things that you need, including your mindset. That's right, your mindset. You have to think the part to be the part. You have to see it, visualize it, you can do it. So I look forward to seeing you, and until next time, be safe, take care. Bye-bye.